How many more people need assistance that aren't going to get it now because of that?
Tens of thousands of landlords and renters remain in limbo, waiting for their rent relief checks. But tonight we're hearing from a Sacramento man who says he did get a rent relief check and was overpaid by a third.
So how many landlords are being overpaid while others face foreclosure? CBS13 investigative reporter Julie Watts has been working to get you answers.
Yeah, guys, generally it's the tenant that files the rent relief application, then the checks are sent directly to the landlord. But it appears at least one local rent relief program administering state funds has been cutting checks to landlords without confirming how much they're actually owed, while tens of thousands of Californians desperately wait for their own rent relief.
It just breaks my heart.
Fighting back tears, landlord Flora Alcone says she can't evict a tenant who she says is destroying her property, started a fire, and hasn't paid rent in 6 months because the tenant applied for state rent relief. So he's protected until the application is finally processed.
I went back to court and it was thrown out.
And renter Ann Roche says multiple tenants in her small building are desperate for their rent relief too.
My neighbor Isabel, who's in her 70s, has been kind of in this back and forth limbo for 9 months.
According to the state dashboard, nearly half the Californians who've applied for rent relief have not yet been paid. Though the governor boasted last week the state's paid out more than $3 billion so far.
I was pleased and shocked at the same time.
Stephen McFall says his landlord was overpaid.
I was shocked, actually, that they paid so much without communicating with me when there are so many other people that need assistance.
Stephen says when he applied for rent relief in mid-January, he had already paid half the month.
I only owed $300.
2 months later, he found a cheaper place and moved out at the end of March.
I tried to contact them through email, no response. Tried to contact them through the phone, and it goes straight to voicemail. Nobody's ever called back.
He says there was no way to update his application, but he assumed they'd confirm the total amount of rent needed before cutting a check. Instead, when they finally processed his rent relief in April, they paid 4 months instead of 2.5. His only notification, this email from a no-reply address.
I can't imagine how many other people may have get overpayments and how much money is just kind of floating out there without, verification, basically.
Stephen's rent relief was processed by the Sacramento Emergency Rental Assistance Program, one of the many local programs administering state rent relief funds. And when Stephen finally reached someone there to notify them of the overpayment,
she seemed like she was upset or something, actually, that I was telling her that there was an overpayment. She requested that I prove that I moved out.
But after gathering the documents and sending in the proof, they stopped responding. So he reached out to us. That's when we reached out to both the state and local rent relief programs asking, among other things, is anyone tracking rent relief overpayments? How much has been overpaid so far? And why aren't they confirming the total amount of back rent before paying landlords? A rep for the state would only say local jurisdictions should follow a procedure to determine the appropriate amount of assistance prior to issuing a payment. But the state would not acknowledge our follow-up questions asking if there is any state oversight of those procedures, or if the state even knows how much is being overpaid.
How many more people need assistance that aren't going to get it now because of that?
Now, the state's accounting doesn't include money paid out by these local programs. The Sacramento Emergency Rent Relief Program reports paying out another $100 million so far. But it's been over a week, and program representatives have yet to answer any of our questions about the frequency, magnitude, or oversight of these overpayments. We will keep working to get you answers.